Shabbat Shalom, this is Parshat Vayechi. Jacob and Joseph pass away in this week's Parsha. But before Jacob passes away, the last 17 years of his life, he lives out in Egypt. And they cause the most nachas for him, seeing his children and grandchildren being brought up with their traditions and not going off and being assimilated amongst the Egyptians. Even though he was reunited with Joseph, you would think that was the big moment of his life where you could say, oh, I couldn't believe that Joseph, not only was he still alive, but he was a good Jewish boy, even though he was in Egypt for so long. Rather, he got more nachas from seeing his grandchildren being brought up in that environment and staying true to tradition. So too in our lives, we have to make sure we put strong roots down so we can enable that our children are keeping kosher and Shabbat, and our grandchildren and great-grandchildren, God willing, we should see that will cause us a lot of nachas, just like Jacob saw and got in Egypt. Even though he wasn't in Israel, you'd think, oh, he's out, they're out of their comfort zone. But because he saw them being brought up, despite the fact the atmosphere, the environment was not conducive to being Jewish, they kept with it. So too, even nowadays, it's not always so easy to be Jewish and to keep all our traditions. But nevertheless, we have to put the effort in, and then we'll get true nachas when we see our children and grandchildren carrying it on in the future years. Shabbat Shalom.